Cancer, this is your energy check-in love reading. We're tuning into the person on your mind or your current situation and the energy unfolding for you right now. Let's see what wants to come through. Clear messages, advice, and guidance for my Cancers, please. Your energy, the 10 of Swords in reverse. Okay, your person, the 6 of Swords. All right, they're viewing you as the 8 of Swords. What you're not seeing is the 6 of Pentacles in reverse. And the final outcome, we have the 5 of Wands in reverse, okay? And we have the Queen of Pentacles. All right, Cancer. So I feel like a lot of my Cancers, you've entered into this new phase where you're really taking care of yourself. I'm hearing some of you paying off debt, working on your physical health, focused on your stability, your environment, your family, your pets. And I feel like you've also been doing a lot of healing, a lot of shadow work here with the 10 of Swords in reverse. You're in a rebirth, or you're in like a reset phase. And that makes complete sense because we've just had this new moon in Pisces. So it's like there's a real energy, like a real refreshed energy here where you're feeling in alignment despite whatever you've gone through here with this particular situation. Now, for some of you, this could be somebody brand new. But it looks like whoever it is, if there's somebody you have a history with or there's someone brand new, they're coming towards you. All right. So your energy, the Knight of Cups in reverse. Okay. So some of my Cancers, you're not even sure about, being too focused on one particular person or on this particular relationship. Because again, I feel like you are in this energy of self-focus, building stability, independence. You've learned to be happy on your own. So you're like, okay, you're going to be very discerning about the energy, about whom you allow into your life. Does it add value or does it not? Ooh, but you're viewing this person as the 4 of Wands, so you may feel like this is like a soulmate connection or twin flame connection. But whatever label you might give it, or we might give it, the 4 of Wands tells me you do see that there's a soul tie, a soul contract here, and that there's something special between the two of you, that this person is stable or could offer you stability in a relationship. And you're viewing the relationship as the Tower in reverse, Aries, Scorpio energy. So some of you, this is someone that you haven't let go of yet. Okay, like a connection that maybe you just haven't let it go. For others of you, you're waiting to see if there's going to be a big change or not, if this person's going to come towards you. And it certainly looks like they will. But I'm not seeing you necessarily being avoidant, Cancer. I actually feel like you're just channeling your energy into healing and your stability. Your person, the 10 of Cups. Okay, so it looks like this is somebody that definitely wants a relationship with you here, Cancer. All right, so let's see what the oracle messages have for you. Clear messages, advice, and guidance for my Cancers, please. Pain is fuel. All that pain, all that suffering, and all that confusion, use it as fuel and transform your troubles into gold. Yep, that's what you're doing. I mean, that's the energy I was picking up on with the Queen of Pentacles and the 10 of Swords in reverse. All right, what else do we need to know? All right, important mission. Your soul has an important mission to fulfill in this lifetime. Search within and you'll discover your mission. So a lot of my Cancers, you are very focused on your life path and your purpose. Beautiful. And again, there's this inward focus I get from you, Cancer. You're really strong. You're really independent. And most Cancers, are not afraid to be alone. All right. And we see something isn't right. Trust your intuition and keep seeking for more answers until your situation feels right. Okay, so you may feel like something is off here, or you feel like things haven't moved along the way that they should. But instead of spiraling out, I feel like you're taking that energy and you're like, I'm going to go with what's certain, and I'm going to focus on me. All right, and exactly, shine your beauty. So some of my Cancers, you're in the midst of a glow up here. Let others do and say what they will. Keep doing good. Resist the temptation to dim your light, to become as dark as those that oppose you. Again, I'm not really getting that you have a lot of opposition here, Cancer, but more so I'm just getting that, like, this is a time to shine your beauty. And I think a lot of you, like I said, you are going through a bit of a glow up. All right, I'm just plugging us in so we don't lose battery here. Okay. All right, so let's take a look at your person's energy, the Six of Swords. So your person may be leaving some struggles behind or some difficulties. Again, if you've been in separation from this person or you've had fights or arguments, this is someone that wants to move beyond that. All right, the Six of Swords, they're coming towards you. All right, the Five of Cups energy in reverse. They may not have been particularly emotionally available to you. Again, whether this is someone you're dealing with or it's, a secret crush or, someone you've loosely been dealing with, I do think they're planning on making you some sort of, or opening up to you emotionally, but it looks like your person has also been in the process of healing, Cancer. Okay, they've made a decision. They're no longer holding back. They want to communicate. And we see the Ace of Wands. Beautiful. They're ready for this new beginning here with you, Cancer. They're passionate and very attracted to you. All right. So, but they're viewing you as the Eight of Swords. So, Cancer, they might see you as, not seeing them or kind of focused on your inner life, and some of you may have been stressed out either about this situation or, or about life in general. All right, so we have the Eight of Swords. All right, and the Hermit card. Yeah, so they feel like you've pulled back. You've withdrawn. You're hard to gain access to. That you're dealing with your own stuff, right? But they see you as somebody who's very wise. Again, this person knows that you're independent, that you're not afraid to be alone, Cancer. And the Four of Swords energy in reverse. Now, they could be projecting a restlessness here to see you, to talk to you, to open up to you. But I'm also seeing with the Four of Swords in reverse, this person may feel like they may feel regret and remorse here. The Eight of Swords could be like they know you're or they think you're spinning out. I mean, I don't really see you as spinning out here at all. I think a previous version of yourself would have, Cancer, but the person you are now is like, yeah, I don't do that anymore. I've learned that I'm not going to stress about the things I can't control, and I'm going to channel positive energy into myself when things aren't working out. I love this energy. I'm picking up on a very evolved, very independent, very strong Cancerian here, or Cancerians. Okay, and they're viewing you as the Magician energy in reverse, so not communicating, not taking action, being in hermit mode. I mean, they might be slightly distrustful of this, right? They might feel like, okay, well, maybe Cancer's not into me, or Cancer's dealing with somebody else, or, something along those lines. All right, so let's see what we need to know about this person, Cancer. What do we need to know about this person? All right, so we see Child Divine, an inability to defend oneself against negative forces. Okay, so what I'm kind of getting here is this person, I mean, I do think that they're moving on, but I do feel like this person may have let outside influence affect them or affect this connection, whether it's gossip, whether it's, other romantic rivals, whether it was, bad advice from friends and family. Okay, and we also see Mother coming through in reverse. So smothering or abandoning children. Again, I don't think that this person's a single parent and they're a bad single parent. I mean, I think you would already know that. But instilling guilt in children for becoming independent. Okay, I don't feel like that's the exact message. I kind of feel like this person may have been impatient and they weren't exactly loving and nurturing to you in the past. This person may have been more stressed about this new beginning or having to take care of someone. Not that they need to take care of you because they see that you're really independent, but being in a relationship means taking care of your person, right? So they may not have been ready for that. They may not be ready for that, but it looks like they want to have this new beginning, that they're opening up emotionally. They want to heal. They want to come towards you. So that is, what they're addressing, or that they need to address here. Okay, let's see how they're viewing you, Cancer. How is this person viewing my Cancers? All right, we see gossip energy. So there may have been gossip around you. And again, I did pick up on that with the child divine archetype showing up in reverse. They may have believed gossip about you, or they may have, gossip is low vibrational energy. Maybe they are gossipy, but they see that you're somebody that they can trust. So you awaken consideration for the feelings of others, that you were probably always very considerate of their feelings, or they're seeing that you're somebody that they can trust. All right, and we see poet energy in reverse. So turns a lyric gift to negative or destructive effect. Now, I don't necessarily feel like, maybe you did tell this person off, right? Maybe you, maybe you did shut this person down. And I can see my Cancers out there doing that, where Cancers, you know exactly how to hurt someone, but you usually choose not to until, boom, you need to defend yourself. And that can really surprise some people. And definitely throw people off guard, because they think you're all love and light and sweet and nurturing, but they don't realize that you're always collecting data, and you know how to hurt someone, but you choose not to. And I'm not saying that you hurt this person, but I do feel like there's something that you said that really stuck with them, or, hit them where it counts. And for others of you, and I'm going to leave that there. Okay. All right, so we see the Six of Pentacles in reverse. What I'm getting from this is this person is a bit more affected than you might realize with the Six of Pentacles in reverse. Missing you, feeling a little off balance here. Okay, let's see what else is going on. This can also be like if they've been kind of breadcrumbing you, we might get the reason why here. All right, nope, they're coming towards you. Some of you, they've been working on fixing imbalances behind the scenes. They may have felt like they didn't have enough, or their finances or their health wasn't good. Okay, 10 of Cups, yep. So this person is probably, it almost feels like they're coming with a plan or a strategy here, not to jump into, a higher level of commitment, but let's take it slow, let's heal, let's see where this goes. And they're coming in hot, they're coming in fast. Again, this person is very passionate about you. So we see the Five of Wands in reverse. To me, that's a healing. Okay, and as an outcome, it can be a reconciliation, or this connection moving into a higher level of commitment here, Cancer. But the Five of Wands in reverse can also be a reminder that you don't need drama, you don't need chaos, you don't need somebody who dysregulates your nervous system or disrupts your peace. Okay, because I do feel like with that Queen of Pentacles, you're in a really good energy. All right, so we see the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. So, Spirit's saying before you rush into anything here, Cancer, or before you accept their terms and conditions for some of you, you want to also make sure that they work for it, right? That they're offering you what you need. Okay, and we see, before you make a decision, Two of Pentacles to invest. And we see Judgment card. Use your best judgment. But I do see for a lot of my Cancers, that Aries, Scorpio energy, there is going to be some sort of up-leveling here. And look at that. We've got the King of Pentacles. So somebody who's coming in and finally matching your energy where they may not have in the past. That's for those of you who have dealt with this person before. Okay. So let's see if there's anything else we need to know about them. Is there anything else my Cancers need to know about this person, please? Okay, sneaky. Okay, so they could be planning something here. We see running into. All right, so some of you, they're going to plan to run into you, but it's, but they're going to act surprised. Others of you, there may have been, they may have done something here to make you feel a little bit jealous. Okay, just be aware of that. And now or never. So they feel like this is really their last chance here, Cancer. And for a lot of them, it might be, right? Because I see my Cancers being like in a no BS point in time in your life. So you come at me correct or not at all. All right, let's see what else we need to know about this person. All right, they're physically active. So some of you, they've been working out, they've been, or they do work out and that's confirmation, or they move, they might have a physically demanding job. They're sexy. So the passion is there, that's coming through. And in the near future, I feel like this person is going to be reaching out to you, Cancer. Okay, so I do think that you're not going to have to wait too long here. Let's see what Spirit's advice and guidance is, please. Advice and guidance for my Cancers, please. All right, wait, the timing isn't quite right. Again, and I do get that. Like, I see potential for this connection, whether it's reconciliation or moving to the next level, but you don't want to rush, okay? And you want to make sure that, they see it, that they prove it, right? That you're not just accepting their terms and conditions, like that they're accepting yours and they are past the test, right? Detach with love to clearly see the truth. So before you make a decision, trusting your judgment. Financial challenges are affecting this connection. Some of my Cancers, you've been stressed about money. For others of you, this person has. And we see an external party is intruding on this relationship. So it could be third party, but it felt like more like gossip. Okay, we did get that coming out earlier. And everything happens for a reason. So just remember that. Everything happens for a reason. All right, Cancer, what would this person like to say to you? What would this person like to say to my Cancers, please? Okay, I hide my feelings. We both know I'm not the one for you. So they may have had doubts. They may still have some doubts. But I feel like that comes from a place of insecurity, Cancer. Because but they are coming in as the King of Pentacles. Okay, but maybe they had to fix something. They had to find balance, get their head right. But this is someone who, is worried, right? That maybe you're not compatible or they're not good enough. But at the bottom of the deck here, we see I love you. So this person does have strong feelings for you, Cancer. All right, let's see what they would like to say to you that they might not be able to articulate. Ooh, that came out. I miss you regardless of how things seem. And if this is a newer connection, it's like they might miss seeing you, like where they always see you. All right, no other compares to you. Yeah, you're the best of the best, Cancer. And I want to be authentic. I'm no longer afraid. That's the Two of Swords there showing up in reverse. Okay, so let's see what their very next actions are towards my Cancers in the next, in the next week or so. What are their very next actions towards my Cancers, please? Okay, Hierophant energy. Ooh, this is being very grounded. Okay, I like that. This is somebody who's really contemplating a relationship with you. We see the Nine of Cups in reverse, feeling a bit emotionally drained. Maybe asking for help. The Hierophant can be from family members, friends, a therapist, a religious leader. Coming out of the woodwork. They've been stressing about you, all right, but they're coming out of the woodwork. And we see the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. But it may take a little bit longer than over the next week, okay? So they are coming in, but over the next week, it feels like they're still kind of stressing. They're still feeling emotionally drained. They're still preparing, for what they're going to say. But the Six of Swords again, this person, Cancer, is coming towards you slowly but surely. All right, so let's go to the Grounded Response Oracle. Clear messages. Clear messages, advice, and guidance for my Cancers, please. Clear messages, advice, and guidance for my Cancers, please. Okay, so we see don't personalize the pause. Ooh, I love this, and I actually think a lot of you are not. Not everything is about you, and not everything requires a response. So a lot of the pause here, or the quietness, or the stillness, is really more about them, okay? And let go gently. Detachment doesn't require bitterness. So whether it's forever or it's just right now. And I feel like that's where you are. Like, I feel like you have let go gently and you've just sort of moved your energy into you, okay, doing what, working on yourself. And respond from regulation. Act once your nervous system is settled. And that was the message there from Spirit. All right, and at the bottom of the deck, we see respond, but don't pursue. Beautiful messages here, Cancer, sending you love and light. Take care.